There's few things in life you can count on, and this is one of them.
The Nudelberg Daily Huddle will be here Monday through Friday, live.
Whether it's really live or it's just a replay, it'll be here.
Yes, that is correct.
And proud to be here. I actually look forward to it. It's a thing for me, man. So I dig it. Yesterday was a cool day. Got to interact what was supposed to be in person, flipped to Zoom. It brought me back to my days because one of my great new coaching clients is Matt Newman who's the vice president and controller at Closet Factory. He was asking questions about what it was like back then. Somebody, Sistel asked, what it was like, pre-pandemic, beginning of LinkedIn. So it was great. What would we have done yesterday if we couldn't go to the meeting? It would have not happened.
It would have not happened, right? You would have had to punt it, and it would have been, moved to the next week or the fall, and you lose the opportunity, you lose the time. A dinner became a Zoom meeting, right? Because, and there's what's great about it is that there's a lot of different reasons that it may happen. Somebody's schedule changes, you have a health scare with COVID, any of the things that pop up all of a sudden. The fluidity to be able to just turn on a dime and say, no big deal. We can still have a face-to-face meeting and we can still have great time together, a face-to-face visit, if you will. That's the understanding the playbook to me, right? Like calling audible.
Being nimble. And we just rolled. I mean, Shay and I were getting in the car when we got the text.
Yeah.
Pivot, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, 2 quality meetings. I don't think we missed anything. Would I have enjoyed the company? Yes.
Sure.
But we didn't lose any momentum. So I love that. I want to do some follow-ups from yesterday. A couple of shout-outs that have to happen. I was talking about Colonel Waldo Waldman.
Yeah.
I reached out to him. We were playing email, but I hadn't heard anything back from him on LinkedIn. He connected with me on LinkedIn. I had sent him a clip of what we did, and he said, Steve, really appreciate you reaching out and practicing what you preach. You've got great content as well. I'm maniacal about authentic relationship building and sales, and you seem like a great dude. I have a feeling we have a lot in common. Yes, let's explore a way to fly together, and I'm happy to discuss doing the show. So,
the fact that he used the words, let's find a way to fly together, he's so on brand with his language.
Dude, I got chills, man. I was like,
that's not deviant.
So I tried to explain this yesterday in my training session with the Sistel folks. You don't bring people in your life just to sell them. I don't need to sell this guy. This guy will make me better. He will sharpen my tools. I want to be co-pilot with him. I love that vision. I love listening, learning. We're going to try and bring him down here and have him speak to JA. So it's unbelievable. I love it. So that's one, big time. You never know who's watching the huddle or how they're watching it. Eric Ross in Jacksonville, who's part of the True Network, and all of those great folks at 212. Thanks for sharing your vision. Shay, do you have the video?
I love to see the motivational music take life of its own. It's awesome.
No. So here's the thing. He's in his office already. There's people around watching him, listening to him. Attitude is contagious.
Yep.
Good for you, Eric, man. You set the tone for the office. People walk in, whether they're laughing or making fun of you, doesn't matter. You're changing the game with attitude. So I love that. And then part of being really great in business development, and we're going to talk about today is National Best Friends Day. So part of it is just being friendly with people, being nice. Brett Frazee, who was a guy that got introduced to me years ago. He was the managing partner. I don't know what his exact title was, but he was the dude at Enterprise. He was thinking about adding some, coaching and training. He gave us a shot. We wound up working with him for years. We did all of the on the ball stuff. We did all of the sales field stuff. Well, we hadn't seen each other for a long time. It's, when you really look back at the pandemic, 2.5 years it got sucked out. But we made it live yesterday. Shay showed me what he posted. So we went for lunch. I posted about how great it was. Then he said, I had the honor to meet Steve Nudelberg and his team years ago. Since that time, he's trained my teams, referred new clients, provided When he talks about relationships, he truly walks the walk. And we're going to do some great shit together. So
I love what he said in that last half, where he said, I see Steve so much on social media posting his podcast, and I can't believe it's been almost 3 years. That is the power of social media, guys. Like, somebody that you haven't been with in 3 years, you're still top of mind for them. And it's hard for people to believe that because they feel like they see you every single day. So, I mean, that doesn't drive the point home. I don't know what does.
Right. Which is why I tell people this is not like I tell you to do it daily.
Right.
And then they come back with, I'll do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right.
What did you miss about every day?
No doubt.
I'm so hung up on newsletters. But here's the real takeaway, and then we'll get into wake up music because I know we're extended. But, even though he knew my story, he saw me, he didn't really know.
Right.
We went deep yesterday. Bang, 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 man, the dynamite went off. So love it. Love the power. Love that we get to do it, share it, be part of it. Let's wake our asses up.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
So I do have one shout out myself. Thank you very much. I want to give a shout out to Rob Speranza, who is the president at Novu Elevators, who post-conversation yesterday, post-huddle yesterday, he just fires me a text with a link to a Spotify podcast that just says, hey, carry on from the conversation that you guys were having this morning. And to me, like, that's just the power of being connected and sharing is like, I got a 45-minute podcast that was filled with great content and helped shift my focus a little bit and gave me some more, food for thought. And like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to just keep in touch and add value to people's lives. And it's just an unbelievable way that we are connected in today's world of digital content and digital relationships that it's not that hard. So shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob. I see some of your stuff, and you don't even realize how connected you are. You're Steve Mark's dad? Okay. That's fine. So Jake had pulled this video yesterday. It's much more appropriate today. So I'm putting it in. It's Simon Sinek, who we love. It's Wisdom Wednesday. We love pouring wisdom out. We love sharing. If your intent is to sell somebody, you've already created tension. If you take that away, the dialogue goes freely wherever it's supposed to go. Take it away, Simon.
Me. What about helping the guy next to you? What are the 5 steps that you can do to help the person next to you lose some weight? What are the 7 steps that you can follow to help the person next to you find the job that they want? Do you know how we get fulfillment? You can be happy because you did things at work. You can be proud because you did things at work. You can be excited because you had a big success at work. But you know how you feel fulfilled at work? When you do something for someone else. It's the only way we get that feeling. It's the only way we get that feeling. Do you know why the statistics say that over 90% of people don't feel fulfilled by the work they do? It's not because of the job, it's not because of the pay, it's not because of the benefits. It's because we don't help each other anymore. We sit in our cubes and we work. And anything that we turn to anybody is because we need something, we need to get something. And yet we don't put ourselves out there simply for no other reason than to help somebody else. You know what generosity is? Generosity is doing something for someone else expecting nothing in return. At no point ever. I did something for him, why won't he help me? It's not an equation. It's designed to help you feel good. And Mother Nature has given us this feeling when we do something for someone else to encourage us to do it. Because when we are in groups, when we are surrounded by people who believe what we believe, trust emerges and our very survival and progress goes up.
So it's not an equation is the line of the century, because be careful who you listen to, right? There's bad leaders everywhere. I had a leader who once told me that I should keep track of everybody that I gave an introduction to and everybody that I did something for, so that I could make sure and go back to them and have an ask. And I was like, wait, what? I remember sitting in the meeting with my notepad, like, you want me to do what?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's not an equation. You're not giving with the intent to receive. You're giving to give. And when you trust that, which I think, we talk about letting go of outcomes, let go of the outcome. Let go of what you want to have happen and just allow what's supposed to happen and be water, as Bruce Lee would say. And it's fucking great. I lived it my whole life. I was one of those guys who realized early on that if I went in with a giving mentality, somehow I got it back. It wasn't one for one. It never is. So just the effort to keep track of that shit, forget it. When I can, I do. If you can do, right? If you can do, right?
Think about this. All of the people that you know in your life are important to somebody else. Introductions are such a powerful way to do business, but what I want to focus on is today is National Best Friends Day. Now, best friend's a funny conversation because, what is a best friend? Like Andy Hill referred to you in an email yesterday as Mark's my best friend. What does a best friend mean to you?
To me, it's the one qualifier is that they tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. They're honest, they're transparent, and they give for you. Like, I know in my heart and soul that Andy would break his back to help me. Do legitimately. He would drop everything happening to him in his life and say, if you needed help, I would be there in a heartbeat without any questions asked. That's a best friend. And the term gets thrown around way too much. And the reality is you can't have 100 best friends. Correct. Not possible.
So I love where you went with that, because that was unrehearsed. So I do not believe it's a quantity game.
No.
It's a quality game. But if you take the characteristics of what you talked about of your best friends, well, if you step down, you can have lots of friends.
Sure.
Few best friends, but wouldn't you do just about anything for a friend? If a friend called you up, Howie Craw, as a friend,
I would do what I could. I would do what I could.
Right.
I would help 1,000%.
Hey, dude, I got to move in the middle of the night. Hey, dude, I'm in jail. Those are your friends. Friends will do things for you.
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, early on in my career, I said, I don't know. And it came from a question that somebody asked me. They go, what's the difference between a business relationship and a friendship?
Right.
Which was startling to me. I was like, what do you mean? There is no difference.
Right. Right.
Why would you qualify the difference? People that come into my life are
early
friends.
on in my career, somebody gave me the equation that every business relationship should be 50% personal and 50% business. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you want me to quantify how much we do business together and how much we do personally together? Like, if you're friends, you're friends. That's what it is. Like, you help each other and you figure out ways to help each other and you enjoy time together and you have good conversations. But like, I don't understand. Like, it's the thing that gets me on LinkedIn. When I get the connection request, I would love to add you to my professional network. Right. What the fuck is the difference between your professional network and your real network? Somebody tell me.
Is that how you would talk to a friend? So
Right.
you gotta make it simple to people. Hey, reach out.
Right.
There's something in common. Hey, I see you love the Mets. I love the Mets too. You know, Sean Shackman, who I have a call with at the end of the month, is the president of Truist for Broward County. Me and him met years ago. He's a Met fan. I reached out to him. I said, how about those Mets, man?
Right.
He's like, he goes, I love our Met connection. Let's talk at the end of the month. I'm not friendly with him because he's going to buy from me.
Right.
If he buys from me, great. If you have a lot of good friends, some of them will raise their hand and go, I need help.
Well, so this is where you need to be friends with the right kind of people, right? And this is like, so my test of a true best friend friendship is go months, go years, whatever, and have a conversation with that person. If you don't immediately get transported back to what it was like when you had talked months prior, and it's not just picking up where you left off. If it's a struggle, you outgrew that relationship.
Yeah.
1,000%. It's no longer serving you the way that it used to, and that's okay. I think we have been conditioned to, once we're friends forever. That's bullshit, right? Like, people grow, people change, and it's okay to outgrow or change one way or the other. Maybe that person outgrew you, good for them. But being okay with the fact that you might not be friends for life. Now, your best friends should be and probably are your friends for life, but not all of your friends are going to be friends for life. People grow, people change, and as long as you're constantly filling your world with the right kind of people, then you've got no problem.
So my scope, my filter is first, reach out, connect, and if we have commonality and we can be friends, great. So if I said to you, Mark, even though you're the president of the company, I'm giving you an ultimatum. You got to go out and make 5 deals today, right? Or 1 deal. Let's even do 1. You have to make a deal today, or I'm making a change.
Yeah.
Right. Or I said, you need to make 1 friend. What would be easier?
Yeah, 1,000%. I would go make a friend. And oh, by the way, like, if you put a gun to my head and say you have to go make a deal today, who are the first people that I'm calling? Are my friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm immediately going to my friends going, look, I'm stuck. I need to get something. Can you help me? You know what I mean? Like,
so I want to jump in here. I want to play motivational music because this will kill you for today. This one will take you out for the greatest ever. Shay, give me motivational music.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on Steve. That's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Oh, that's what friends are for.
I love it.
Couple of takeaways. I didn't know when Stevie went Rick James.
The first thing I thought was, damn, Stevie had a full head of hair there.
Wow. Dionne Warwick was Whitney Houston's aunt. What a talented family that is. Yeah. And then most people don't talk about Luther. And
Luther's all-time great. All time. So the fact there are 4 of them on stage at the same time, and oh, by the way, if you don't think like it's a competition,
Oh,
Luther got up there and was like, "Let me show you that I can stand out." Yeah, like everybody's competing.
So the song is so powerful. It reiterates everything we're talking about. We can talk about this tomorrow. I think I have more content.
Sure.
Qualities of a best friend. There's something called romantic friendship, which we'll talk about tomorrow, which is bizarre. It's bizarre, but it's interesting. Melissa, who we love, and her husband is my best friend.
Sure.
We've had unbelievable events happen in our life, but you have to be a good friend to have good friends. So closing this out, if you had a friend, would you try and force him into buying something?
No.
Would you lie to him? Would you steal? Would you cheat? Would you do any of the things that salespeople are known to do? Coerce them, grab their money? No, you'd protect them. So this
opportunity, like that to me is you when you get an opportunity, when you find something that's good, you immediately go, I got to tell my friends about this.
Right.
Right.
I mean, what
that's
Andy
the philosophy and the fundamental.
What Andy Hill said yesterday in our meeting was so telling. He goes, I'm so excited about this, and I want my friends to share in it. It was like I knew what I was writing for the Huddle. My head exploded. I was like, why is everybody so concerned with selling something so that they can get money in their pocket? When if you just release that emotion, just go, hey, this is what I'm good at. Yep. I know with absolute confidence that if my friends need help, that's what friends are for. So when they call me, I'm happy to help. Some will pay a lot, some will pay a little, some won't pay. It doesn't matter. They're my friends.
Yep.
So for me to get together with Brett Frazee after all these years, there was no selling going on. I was so thrilled to be with him. And here's something I said to Gino Valdez yesterday, because Gino and I and you are going to do some shit together. And I said, you make me feel good about us.
Right.
I'm a better person because of you, and it took me a long time to figure that out in my personal relationship with a female.
Sure.
That's really what, I have with Helen is that, that friendship, and that's not romantic friendship. That's different. But tomorrow we can talk about
who says have to be a good friend to have good friends is exactly right. You got to live it. You got to know what it means to be a good friend to somebody before you can have good friends in your life. But I'm excited to continue the conversation tomorrow. Talk more about friendship.
We'll have romantic friendship. We'll have 15 qualities that are essential to manage a friendship. If you got some thoughts, send it to us. Mark will be running point tomorrow. But let's be friends.
Go make friends.
Yeah, baby.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.